10 years of experience now working with hundreds of business leaders in many of the world's leading organizations, I can tell you that if you want to achieve those objectives using presentations, there are three things you must have. Three things, that's it. Forget about PowerPoint and Keynote, forget about the presentation tools, forget about technology. Most people focus on the wrong problem. And there is the problem. So it's just three things. It's preparation, design, and delivery. Now, what do we mean by this? Preparation is about understanding your audience and their needs, setting your objective, brainstorming to identify your key messages, and then translating your key messages into a storyline that makes it easier for your audience to follow you, remember what you say, and do something after your presentation. And you see, that has nothing to do with PowerPoint. It has nothing to do with technology. Design then is about amplifying your talk using memorable visuals instead of the typical death by PowerPoint that we see all the time. And delivery is about preparing to speak, rehearsing, and delivering your presentation effectively and naturally. Now, here's the thing. If one element is missing, you'll find it hard to reach your objective. No matter what your objective is, but you'll find it hard to reach it. So you see, if you think that this is just about PowerPoint, you've missed the point. If you jumped on this webinar hoping to get some tips on how to use PowerPoint or any other presentation tool better, then you are in the wrong webinar. This is really about connecting. It's about a story, a value, a message, a proposition that gets communicated. It's much more than just PowerPoint. And why is it important? Well, because if you think about it, you can have the greatest idea in the world, the greatest product or service in the world, but if you can't communicate it, it doesn't matter. And it's negligent because you deny the world of something of great value. Now, from my perspective, I know I'm biased, but I would say it's not just negligent, it's a tragedy. Because if you get your presentation wrong, if you have a crappy PowerPoint, then especially when we're talking about business presentations, which is our focus, then your prospects might go with someone else who's not as good as you, who doesn't have the solution that you're offering, but they have a better presentation. So in actual fact, you inflict bad providers on good customers by getting it wrong. Now, what I say is this. If we want to create an effective business presentation, we want to have three things. We want to have a compelling message, elegant visuals, and a powerful delivery. Now, what I see instead is this. Instead of a compelling message, too often I see unclear messages. Unclear not just for the audience, but also for the presenters themselves. Instead of elegant visuals, I see death by PowerPoint, death by bullet points, all those slides full of text that don't work. And instead of a powerful delivery, I see this inability to connect, to really establish a connection with the audience. Now, if you are on the left, you end up with a crappy PowerPoint. But remember, we want to read the world of this. We don't like crappy PowerPoint. From a business perspective, there you end up with a presentation that acts as a barrier to selling. Whereas if you are on the right, you end up with a powerful, memorable business presentation that also helps you to sell more. Now the question is, how do you go from the left to the right? How do you go from a crappy PowerPoint to an effective business presentation? You do it by mastering the three key arts of presenting: preparation, design, and delivery.